Walk will take it across the timeline, guarded by Hurd. Drives to his left side, beats his defender, backs up, fading away. Good! That may be a dagger. 59-54 with 1:08 left. Braden Walk coming alive in the overtime period.
Buffalo's basketball is on the air. Mountain View High School is ready to lead the charge in the 2019-2020 season.
Down low in the blocks, draws contact, and it falls. Lindy Herford back to the line to tie it.
Catch it all on your home for Bridger Valley Basketball, mylocalradio.com. Mountain View Basketball is brought to you by Auto Farm Chevrolet, the Come On In of Casper, West Star Printing and Rocky Mountain Sign, Plains Tire, Wyoming Dental Specialties, Trona Valley Community Federal Credit Union, The Store, and Blacks Fork Dental. Now, Buffs fans, it's time to head to the booth to join the play-by-play voice of the Bridger Valley, Jake Hibbard.
The road to state starts right here, and 1 week ago on this very court, Mountain View held on to beat Lyman 39-37 to secure the #1 finish that they hold right now. 3 wins in 3 days. That's what's required now, and that's what's going to take to get into state as a #1 seed for the Mountain View Lady Buffs. First up on the list is Powell, #4 from the Northwest. Jake Hibbard sitting across the table from you for the early bird special. It's Mountain View and Powell next.
Hi, this is Chase Sawyer with Sawyer Disaster Cleanup and Construction. In addition to our cleanup and restoration services, we also offer new construction and remodeling. We can help with a newer kitchen, bathroom, a garage, deck, or a new addition to your home. Sawyer Disaster Cleanup and Construction.
Sawyer's Disaster Cleanup and Construction bringing you pregame coverage here live from Lyman High School for the entire 3A West Regional Basketball Tournament. The first contest today holds Mountain View versus Powell on the girls' side. Just had a little internet blip, so I'll try to quell that and get that fixed up here very shortly. We should not have too many because we won't be doing video today. That takes down the requirement of a lot of video or a lot of internet speed needed, but I'll try to check on that over a break to see what the issue was over that last ad break. Sawyer's Disaster Cleanup and Construction, again, your pregame show host. Water damage, mold damage, fire, and more. Sawyer's is there for you at 741-7000 or wilddisastercleanup.com. First look brought to you by Bradshaw's Glass Towing and Fitness. Let's take a look at both of these teams. For Powell and Mountain View, sitting on opposite ends of the spectrum. Powell at 3-16 on the season, just 1 win over Lovell after getting them the first 2 times they played. Lovell ran over Powell last week in the season finale, 40-18. The final on that. So Powell is your #4 seed from the Northwest. Mountain View got here as the #1 by beating Lyman last week, 7 days ago, right here at this gymnasium where we sit right now. They then closed off and secured the #1 spot by beating Big Piney in a runaway victory the following night. So here we are, the morning game, and Coach Moretti, as you'll hear her say, doesn't mind it too much. #1 seed, whatever. We'll take that 9 a.m. game. She thinks her girls play pretty well as a morning team, and they've had to do that a little bit throughout the season in tournament play, but that's been a little bit of time. That's been at least a month and a half removed from that Pinedale and Rollins Winter Classics that both the girls and boys participated in. Mountain View offensively led by Haley Stevens at just under 15 points per game, and Bailey Henstra and Sadie Mitchell both sit at about 5.5 to 5 rebounds per contest. On the Powell side, Haley Hyde is your leading scorer at 5.2. And you see Powell puts up an average of 28.2 points per game, allowing almost 47, being outscored by their opponents by 19 per game. Mountain View outscoring its opponents by almost 8 points per game. Turnover differential, that's pretty mighty as well. Powell actually gives up 15 more turnovers per game than they force. And Mountain View doesn't even turn the ball over on average 15 times per game. Now, that was not the case. Both times they played Lyman, they averaged 18 turnovers per game in those contests. So was it the gymnasium? Was it that tight defense of the Lyman Eagles? Well, I'd have to say it's probably more the latter, but trying to shake some of the turnover bug that they saw a week ago on this gym will be the Mountain View Buffs. Waiting to see who that starting five will be. Got a pretty good inclination for both sides, but we'll hold off on that until they take a seat. When we come back, we will take a listen to Jess Moretti, head coach of the Mountain View Buffs, as we close out our first look, brought to you by Bradshaw's Glass Towing and Fitness. Whatever it is you need, Bradshaw's can probably help. 24-hour towing, a fitness center, as well as home and auto glass repair. Before we do go, let's take a look at the tournament bracket as it stands right now. There's been nothing updated because nothing's happened yet. This is the first game, and the winner of this will move on to play at 4 p.m. tomorrow in a semifinal match against either Lander or Pinedale. Lander, the number 2 seed from the Northwest. Pinedale, the number 3 from the Southwest. Mountain View is 0-1 on the season against Lander, 2-0 against Pinedale. Later on today, we'll have a 4 o'clock and 7 o'clock girls games. Warland against Big Piney. That's 1 versus 4. Warland, the top seed from the Northwest, and the top seed from the entire West, according to the wildpreps.com coaches and media poll as well. The late game we'll have for you on the girls' side, 7 p.m., Lyman versus Lovell. That's a 2 versus 3. Lyman coming in after just losing the inside track to a number 1 spot. They take on a Lovell team that is red hot after defeating, of course, Powell. But before that, they beat Lander, another team that Lyman lost to, and they put Warland on the ropes in that contest 2 weeks ago as well. So Lovell, a team on the rise. That's Lyman's opponent in the late game. But when we come back, we'll hear from Jess Moretti as we continue Mountain View Buffs coverage in the Sawyer's Disaster Cleanup and Construction pregame show live on mylocalradio.com and KADQ 98.3. This is a First Bank presentation.
Whatever you need, it's likely that Bradshaw's and Lyman can help. Whether it's windows at home or new glass in your car, truck, SUV, or semi, Bradshaw's has it. Tires? Yes. All vehicles, ATVs, semis, and more. Bradshaw's offers a 24-hour towing service for everything large to small. And the Bradshaw Fitness Center is open 24/7. There's more, so always call Bradshaw's first. Whatever you need, it's likely they can help. 307-787-3450. Again, that's 307-787-3450.
Welcome back to the Sawyer's Disaster Cleanup and Construction pregame show. We appreciate all of our sponsors all year long supporting Bridger Valley sports for both Lyman and Mountain View, and we've got a whole mess of games coming up for you today. 4 games in all for this day 1, and then quite possibly at the very least it looks like 3 games tomorrow to bring you live from Lyman High School. And taking a quick look at the boys bracket, we'll be having a couple of late games for you. 5:30 Mountain View, the number 1 from the Southwest, takes on Lovell at 5:30 p.m. That'll be part of a basic triple header coverage on KADQ 98.3. There'll be separate streams on mylocalradio.com. And then at 8:30 p.m., Lyman versus Warland. That's number 3 Lyman. Don't believe what it says on the bracket. That is a misprint by the WHSAA. Lyman's number 3 from the Southwest, Warland number 2 from the Northwest, and that's an interesting contest. These teams have not played each other this year. Lyman has lost 5 of their last 6, but the last 2 losses came without Andrew Housekeeper, who did return on Friday, and as that senior point guard, a leader for this team, had his team on the brink of some big victories against most namely Lander and Wyoming Indian at that late last third of the season. So that'll be something to watch. Can Lyman on their home court on the opening day of regionals pull off a big upset over a Warland team that has just 1 loss on the season and then somehow ends up as a number 2 seed by way of a coin flip against Lander? Now let's hear from Coach Jess Moretti, head coach of the Mountain View Lady Buffs, as we prepare for Mountain View and Powell, the opening contest of the 3A West Regional Tournament, live from Lyman High School.
Jess Moretti joins me. You're at regionals, and your team was able to get the number 1 spot. That means you get a 9 a.m. game. You feel okay with that, though?
Yeah, we do. You know what? I feel like we actually do okay in the mornings. You know, like this morning we had a morning practice. Went well. There's lots of energy. Kind of get your day going, I think, on the right foot.
Yeah, to tournament regionals, you can play anytime from early to late. You get an early game. If you play and win though against Powell, then you get a little later game. You get one of those evening semifinal games, and that's ultimately the goal, is to get through round one. So, what needs to happen for that to take place?
We need to just really pressure the ball against Powell. I feel like I have, we got great guards, and I feel like we are going to be able to control that game by just really putting a lot of pressure there, pushing against their zone. If they, try to sit in, I think that they run a 2-3, and so, just not letting them get settled in. And so I think playing our game and playing our pace.
You've seen just a little bit from Powell, haven't you, recently, as you started to see where the seedings would match up and who your prospective opponents would be?
Yeah, and I think mostly just kind of watching, as you kind of get down to regionals time, you start to pay a little bit more attention to who you think that matchup is going to be. And so really that's all we've seen of them. We haven't actually seen them on the court this year again, but tomorrow we'll go back to after school and have a team dinner, and we'll be ready to go Thursday morning.
Oh, well, I didn't know if you were trying to do that, but I guess maybe you don't want to do all mornings and then tire them out to have a full day and then maybe play an evening game on Friday. Your senior night had a Big Piney, and it allowed you to get just about everyone in. Most people were able to score, and you were able to take your seniors out with a couple of minutes left so they could get their own standing ovation. As a whole, how did you feel about the end of the regular season?
You know what? I think that we did a great job overall. There's been so much growth. And, it's always interesting when you lose 5 seniors. I knew that we had some great kids, and I know that they're competitive, and so I knew that there would be some stepping up, but you don't know how much and how it's going to go because you got to mesh a whole new group together. Overall, very pleased with it. They worked their tails off. I couldn't ask for anything more. So it's been a good season, and it's been nice too because we've been able to get some of those younger kids in that come and fill that 7, 8, 9 spot, and so that's a big deal going in. Not so much into postseason, but into summer and into next season.
Coach, thank you.
Yeah, thank you for covering us.
I know we lost just a little bit of that interview from Coach Moretti as I'm continuing to try to figure out the internet situation. It was the worst time of year for this to happen, but Lyman had to reconfigure their whole internet infrastructure, from what I understand, in the last couple of weeks. So we're on a little bit of a different system. I think I may have a temporary fix, and like I said, the hope that I have is that because we do not have video coverage, at the end of the day, we do not need the same sort of speeds, but we just need something consistent. So that's what I'm looking for right now, and hopefully I found it at least for this morning game. We'll probably need to find another solution as we get to these later games and the court gets more crowded. 2.5 minutes before the national anthem and the first game of the 3A West Regional Basketball Tournament, live from Lyman High School. We'll close out the Sawyer's Disaster Cleanup and Construction pregame show next.
Hi, this is Chase Sawyer with Sawyer Disaster Cleanup and Construction. Our company specializes in fire damage restoration, mold inspection, remediation and testing, flood cleanup, and biohazardous cleanup services. We complete each job to 100% of your satisfaction. Safety is our highest priority, and once we've completed your job, we ensure your home or business will again be a safe place to occupy. Call me, Chase, at 307-741-7000. Sawyer Disaster Cleanup and Construction.
The central and midwestern U.S. averages more than 850 tornadoes each year, and lately, the number of floods has been rising in the region too. So chances are, there will be more twisters and floods near here again. And between school, sports, and social lives, chances are, you won't be with your kids when it happens. Will they know what to do? Ready.gov/kids has all the educational tools and information to make the conversation easy. When the time comes, chances are they'll feel prepared, not scared. So talk with your family today.
Whatever you need, it's likely that Bradshaw's and Lyman can help. Whether it's windows at home or new glass in your car, truck, SUV, or semi, Bradshaw's has it. Tires? Yes. All vehicles, ATVs, semis, and more. Bradshaw's offers a 24-hour towing service for everything large to small. And the Bradshaw Fitness Center is open 24/7. There's more, so always call Bradshaw's first. Whatever you need, it's likely they can help. 307-787-3450. Again, that's 307-787-3450.
We hope you're enjoying this MyLocalRadio.com exclusive broadcast of Bridger Valley Sports. We love being able to travel around the state to bring the action on the field or court back to you watching at home. Let's face it, doing all of this would not be possible without all of our great sponsors. We appreciate the support the following businesses and individuals show to both Mountain View and Lyman Sports. Bradshaw's Glass Towing and Fitness. Whatever it is you need, Bradshaw's can probably help. The Come On In of Casper. When it comes time to cheer on your Buffs or Eagles at state, the Come On In is your best bet for a great night's stay. Auto Farm Chevrolet in Evanston. General Manager Dennis Lynch invites you to come and experience a community-driven dealership. Evanston Regional Hospital. Quality health care close to home. Bridger Valley Motor. Got a check engine light blinking? Don't guess at what the problem is. Take it to Slim at Bridger Valley Motor in Lyman. And Achieve Sports Medicine and Physical Therapy. No excuses, just results. Thank you to all of our Bridger Valley sports sponsors.
Your mobility affects every aspect of your life. When you suffer from an injury that decreases your mobility, or maybe you're just noticing that you're having a harder time balancing and your flexibility isn't what it used to be, call Randy Christofferson at Achieve Sports Medicine. Randy will work with you to improve your overall health by reducing pain and improving mobility. Schedule your appointment today by calling 307-747-4627. Achieve Sports Medicine in Lyman. No excuses, just results.
When I was in foster care, I never knew when I would have to move, so I always had my suitcase ready to go. Then one day, I was adopted. My new parents opened their hearts and home to me. My parents cook my favorite breakfast for me every morning. My parents take me on trips I never thought I would go on. They gave me a home and an even better reason to use that suitcase. My parents aren't perfect, but they're perfect for me.
If you're like me, the Wyoming State Basketball Tournament is something you mark on your calendar every year. Hi, I'm Jake Hibbert, host of the Wyoming Prep Podcast.
And I'm Ewan Olive, host of The Pitchfork.
Together, we're set to bring you the best of state basketball coverage this year. Join us on Wednesday, March 11th from 7 to 8:30 p.m. on MyLocalRadio.com for the Wyoming Prep Podcast State Preview Show. Elin and I will have some of the biggest names in Wyoming basketball joining us as we break down the 3A and 4A girls and boys brackets. You can also listen live on KNYN 99.1 FM or listen to it after the show's already aired by downloading it from the Wyoming Prep Podcast. Wednesday, March 11th from 7 to 8:30 p.m. on MyLocalRadio.com or anytime archived. It's the 3A, 4A State Basketball Preview Show. You won't want to miss it.
Welcome back to a First Bank presentation of Mountain View Girls Regional Basketball coverage. Starters being announced now. It's a home game for Mountain View as they will hold the home team advantage unless there's a regional home team for the actual home team. Lyman Claus somewhere in there as they are number one seed from the Southwest, wearing their white jerseys, purple numerals and purple checker striping up the sides. First, the Powell Panthers being announced. They're in black jerseys, orange numerals and lettering. Maddie Fields is a point guard at 5'5" and a junior, wears number 24. Sydney O'Brien, a senior, wears number 12 and is 5'10". There's some good height on this Powell team in the listing at least. 5'3". Courtney Feller, a senior, wears number 15. Haley Hyde also listed at 5'10", a junior, wears number 21. She's the leading scorer at about 5.5 per game for Powell. And then in the post, Rose Graft, leading rebounder for Powell at about 4 per contest. 5'10" listing, a junior, wears number 25. The starters for Mountain View, just a bit of a switch. This is actually the first time all season we have seen this starting lineup for the Mountain View Buffs. Haley Stevens starts things off at point guard, a 5'7" senior wearing number 1. Casey Bucas is in the starting lineup as a sophomore, 5'4", and wears number 3. Kylie Dellinger, a junior wing, 5'7", wears number 10. Sadie Mitchell and Bailey Henstra in the post. Sadie Mitchell, 5'8", and a senior, wears number 5. Bailey Henstra, a junior, at 6 foot, number 14. This is the first time these five have all started the court, started a game on the court together. We've seen Emily Bugas with Bailey Henstra. We've seen Emily and Casey Bugas start, but never the Casey Bugas and Bailey Henstra combination. So the cousins get the start today, and Bailey Henstra will tip at center court against Rose Graft. I'll tell you what, looking at it, Bailey Henstra at 6 foot, Rose Graft listed at 5'10", maybe an inch or two below that. The tip is up into the air and won by Powell, though. Graff took it. Powell moving from right to left on the dial, and a quick layup in by Graff. She gave the ball away, rolled down into the blocks, and started things off for Powell, working in just about 10 seconds into the contest. Down to the free throw line, Kylie Dellinger throws it out of bounds, but it was last touched by Powell. Baseline inbound for Kylie Dellinger. Looking for Henstra in the blocks, finds Casey Bugas out left corner. Shot is up and misses. Dellinger saves it from going out of bounds. Sadie Mitchell looks back to the top of the key. Swing around, still Mountain View ball. 3 up on the wing for Stevens, no good. Henstra with the tough rebound, put back, no good. Battling for the board, and Henstra's fouled. Clock stops at 7:28 in the first quarter on the Benedict's Market and an Ace Hardware board. Puts Bailey Henstra at the free throw line for the first time today. Henstra getting the start today against the post Rose Graft, and they're looking to get her going down in the blocks clearly and also on the rebounding. They love when she's aggressive down low getting putbacks because that is one of the best things that a 6-foot junior who's still trying to get her offensive game going a little bit can offer, and that's when she gets a lot of her offense. She misses her first free throw. The second is no good as well, and it is out of bounds off of Mountain View. So the score stays 2-0. For Powell on the Benedict's Market and Ace Hardware board. Back inbounds for Powell and across the timeline. Racing with it, we've got Haley Hyde, has the ball taken away by Casey Bugas. It's Mountain View ball going from left to right. She jump stops, gives off to Dellinger at the elbow. Shot up, no good. Stevens on the putback. Yes! Points for Mountain View. And we have 7:10 left in the first quarter. Haley Stevens with the first 2 of the game for the Buffs. Trap on for Mountain View out to the far side. Casey Bugas comes away with a foul. Two on the Benedict's Market and Ace Hardware board. 7 minutes left in the first quarter. Inbound goes for Powell, going from right to left to Maddie Fields, the point guard. She'll turn around, look off to Courtney Feller, and then bounce down into the high post. It's off to Sydney O'Brien. Back to Maddie Fields. She throws it away into the hands of Dellinger on the run. Layup is good. Mountain View has 4 points on the Benedict's Market and Ace Hardware board. The pass was intended for Courtney Feller, but it was taken right away. Mountain View continues to pressure, coming off of that steal, and up 4-2 on the Benedict's Market and Ace Hardware board. 1.5 minutes gone by in the opening quarter. Into the hands of Feller and across the timeline for Powell. Down low, baseline drive, and a dish out top. It's knocked out of bounds by Mitchell. It was Haley Hyde driving down low, looking for Rose Graft, and the inbounder, Courtney Feller, moves to the baseline for Powell. Looks out left side, high pass up to Maddie Fields. She takes it on the left corner, dribbles to the top of the wing. Bugas tight on her. She works over to her left, looking for a steal. Bugas forces her to pick up her dribble. Finds a player. It's Courtney Feller with the basketball. Dribbles to the free throw line. Face guarded by Kylie Dellinger. Now she needs some help. 5-second clock's ticking away. Ball poked away. Sadie Mitchell comes away with it. She's on the run. One-on-one and fouled. Blocked. Sadie Mitchell is not headed to the line. The foul was on the ground. And foul number 1 against Sydney O'Brien, it looks like. 1-2 is the call. Second foul for Powell. Kylie Dellinger, the inbound, just to the right of the basket. Courtney Feller checks out of the game for Powell. Looking to see who came in for her. That was Maddie Campbell. On the replay, Haley Stevens takes the inbound and puts 2 more on the board for Mountain View. Powell basketball. Maddie Fields with it. Looks up top. It's to Campbell. Just entered into the game. Campbell, a 5'3" freshman on the wing. Wholesale steal away. Casey Bugas on the run. The layup is up. Good. And the foul. And 1 for Casey Bugas. 8-2 on the Benedict's Market and Ace Hardware board. 5:40 left in this opening quarter. Bugas at the free throw line, but we have a whistle blown for a timeout first, taken by Coach Hoffman of Powell. 3-16 on the season. Powell struggling out of the gates here on the opening game of the 3A West Regionals. We'll take a timeout, come back on a First Bank presentation of Mountain View basketball, up 8-2 over Powell on the Benedict's Market and Ace Hardware board on MyLocalRadio.com and KADQ.
A common thread no matter where you live in Wyoming is that if you're heading somewhere, it's probably going to be a while until you get there. A lot can go wrong on these long road trips across this great state. And if you ever find yourself broke down on the side of the road, it's time to call Glade Erickson at Bridger Valley Motor to come pick you up day or night. Bridger Valley Motor offers 24-hour towing services. If you need a tow, you need to call Glade on his cell phone at 307-780-3280. Bridger Valley Motor is here to pick you up if your lift ever lets you down. 307-780-3280.
As one of the region's most visited websites, mylocalradio.com is here to serve you. Catch up on local and regional news and information. Buy, sell, or trade your good used items on the radio classifieds. Stream your favorite music all day, every day, or catch our live coverage of your high school teams in action, all on mylocalradio.com. Like us on Facebook so you never miss a giveaway, and visit mylocalradio.com today to stream it all live.
Back here out of the break, it's 8-2 on the Benedict's Market and Ace Hardware board. Mountain View leading over Powell. Casey Bugis at the free throw line for Mountain View. Came away with a steal and a layup, was fouled, and the shot is up and in to make it 9-2. Sub comes in. Emily Bugis replaces sister Casey after the three-point play. Powell basketball. The pressure stays on. Just Kylie Dellinger in the backcourt. Campbell with the basketball. Finds Fields. And then throws it up ahead to Rose Graff. The post at the base, at the mid-court line, finds Campbell out on the far sideline. The freshman dribbles with her left hand, unguarded about the 10-foot volleyball line. 5:28 left in the first period. Basketball here at Lyman High School. Opening round of regional tournament. Graff has it. Tied up by Haley Stevens and a jump ball called. Possession arrow is Mountain View's. (9-2) on the Benedict's Market and Ace Hardware board. Haley Stevens takes the inbound pass from Kylie Dellinger. She's guarded by Campbell as she takes it across the timeline. Looks immediately over to the left wing where she delivers it to Sadie Mitchell. Then to Bugis, down low in the blocks. Dellinger turns around, shot up, no good. Henster with the putback. Went right over the back of Haley Hyde there. Misses on the putback attempt, and the rebound down for Powell. Sydney O'Brien comes away with it. Campbell with the basketball. Tosses up ahead to Graft on the left wing, and she walked with it. Turnover. She stutter-stepped as she was looking for a passing mate. Sadie Mitchell was guarding her. That's at least the third turnover for Powell already. Kylie Dellinger inbounds to Haley Stevens. Joined on the court by Mountain View, Sadie Mitchell, Emily Bugis, and Bailey Henstra. 9-2 early on here in the first quarter. Dellinger has it, turnaround shot on the right blocks. Nothing but net. Good for Kylie Dellinger. She has 2 points, 2 buckets already, 4 points in the first quarter. 4:37 left. Paige Johnson checked in for Powell, and the last dead ball, she's a 5'8" junior. Takes the ball in the back of court and passes it up in front to Maddie Campbell. Works over to her left, finds Graft on the left wing, gets a screen from the right, goes with it. Drives into the high post, misses, and Bailey Henstra comes away with the rebound. Gives it off to Emily Bugis to take it across. Mountain View working from left to right in this first half from our vantage point. On the left wing, Sadie Mitchell has the basketball. Picks up her dribble, looks high post to Dellinger. Turnaround shot in the lane, nothing but net again. And it's all Kylie Dellinger here in this first quarter so far, 13-2. Mountain View led by 3 buckets by Kylie Dellinger. A couple of check-ins awaiting for both teams. Looks like Casey Bugis wants to get back into the game. And we'll have one more player for Powell checking to see what her number is when she stands up. Rose Graft at the free throw line, out to Field. She'll try a 3. Looking for that second bucket just for Powell, down 13-2. Missed, though, and Sadie Mitchell with the rebound. Up ahead to Stevens. She's running with it. Euro steps through a double team and a travel called. That negates the would-be block foul. 3:32 left in the opening quarter. Now we get a view of Sabrina Schupman. And that's who was checking in for Powell. Takes a long pass across to Haley Hyde. Schupman has it. No, that's Campbell, rather, in the high post. Looks to Fields. She's guarded by Bugis at the top of the key. Picks up her dribble. Bugis forces the pass right side. Campbell trying to find some space against Stevens. Cannot, so instead goes to Schupman. Then to the free throw line. She picks up her dribble. Back out left side. Catch and shoot. Wing 3 off the glass and good for Maddie Campbell, the freshman. Puts a triple in, and they rule it instead as a long 2. Must have had a foot on the line. 3 minutes left in the first quarter, and Mountain View up 13-4 on the Benedict's Market and Ace Hardware board. Mountain View basketball skip from the right corner to the left wing. Haley Stevens drives in. Jump stop shot up. No good. Henstra on the putback shot. Uses the glass. And 2 on the board for Bailey Henstra on her 3rd attempt. 15-4 on the Benedict's Market and Ace Hardware board. Mountain View having a rout in the first round of the 3A West Regional so far. Shootman loses the basketball, stolen away by Stevens. She tosses ahead to Bugus and out of bounds. Last touched by Maddie Fields. Must have got a hand on it, knocking it into the Powell bench. Clock stopped at 2:34 left in the first quarter. 15-4 the score on the Benedict's Market and Ace Hardware board for Mountain View over Powell. Jada Kennison into the contest for the Mountain View Buffs. The 5'2" freshman point guard dribbles, spins around on the left block, then gives it to Katie Georges. Also checking in for the first time, the sophomore 5'4" regional cross-country champ at 3A. Off to Stevens. She's looking for a passing mate. Bounce pass down low. Turnaround shot off the glass. Henstra with the athletic move. She spun around with the lefty hook shot, and it's good. 2 more on the board, and it's 17-4 on the Benedict's Market and Ace Hardware board. Mountain View leading. 2 quick buckets out of Bailey Henstra. Back to Powell basketball. Going from right to left. Shootman with it at the top of the key. Katie Georgia stabs at the ball. Shootman recollects it, then hands off to Fields. Takes a screen, and then rolls down low, does Haley Hyde. Instead, it goes to Campbell. She hit the last field goal from deep, tries another long 2, no dice. Out into the hands of Shootman. Then to the right block. It's Hyde with the basketball, and a travel called as she was trying to work inside against Henstra. 17-4 on the Benedict's Market and Ace Hardware board. Jada Kennison to inbound. Casey Bugus into the game along with Kylie Dellinger, Katie Georges, and Kendall Herford. Herford getting some rare first quarter action here in the opening round of regionals with a 13-point lead for Mountain View and 1:40 left in the opening quarter. Kennison thinks about a 3 on the left corner, instead goes back to Georges on the wing. She'll hand off behind her to Casey Bugus. Back to Kennison on the wing. She dribbles to the top of the key. 1.5 minutes left in the opening quarter. Mountain View up by 13, trying to get into tomorrow's semifinal matchup to play at 4 p.m. Kennison at the top of the key. Catch and shoot. 3 is up off the glass, rolling around, no good. Out of bounds, and last touched by Powell. Courtney Feller, the last to touch that for Powell. Stops the clock at 1:16. Kylie Dellinger with the inbound. Looking around. Into the post. Casey Bugus catches it on the blocks. Turns away. Fadeaway shot. No good. Rebound by Powell. That was Paige Johnson coming away with it. Races up down the sideline. Kylie Dellinger knocked it out of bounds. And Paige Johnson ruled the last to touch it. The referee on my near side says it was all Johnson there. But Kylie came in from behind nonetheless. 1:06 left in the first period and a 17-4 lead for Mountain View over Powell on the girls' side of this 3A regional bracket. Down low, Dellinger looking for a 4th field goal, airballs it from point-blank range. Johnson on the run. Kicks the ball out of bounds this time. Jada Kennison came away with a near steal and then hit it off the foot of Johnson, who booted it out of bounds from just beyond the timeline all the way back to the baseline. 49 seconds left and Mountain View up by 13 points. Going from left to right, Jada Kennison for the Buffs takes it across. Spins around to the left side, gives it off to Georges. She's on the wing, finds Herford. Corner, back to Georges. Looking to swing around to the top. Kennison gets the basketball, crosses over to her right, finds Casey Bugus. Back to Kennison, a little bit of space at the top of the key. To Casey, wing 3 is up and airballed out. Well, I guess it hit some backboard, but way too long on the shot. Rebounded by Powell. That was Sabrina Shootman on the board up. 17 seconds left and caught in the backcourt. Jada Kennison guarding Campbell. Out to Shootman on the right side. Falls down against Georges and a block foul called against Mountain View's Katie Georges. Her first, second team foul for Mountain View. Emma Murray getting some early run time as well for the Mountain View Buffs. 11 seconds left in the first quarter. 17-4 on the Benedict's Market and Ace Hardware board. Shootman gives it off to Campbell. She's on the wing. Powell basketball back to Shootman at the top of the key. Bounce pass to the block. Shot up with a couple seconds left. Missed by Valdez. Down low, and Katie Georges gets the board and runs the clock out. 17-4 after 1 quarter of play. Mountain View on top of Powell on a First Bank presentation of Mountain View basketball on KADQ 98.3 and MyLocalRadio.com. Back with the Reese Auto Service second period next.
The best place to stay when you're in Casper, Wyoming is the Come On In Hotel and Suites. This beautiful log hotel offers 5 hot tubs, 1 pool, a fitness center, and fabulous indoor atrium. Offering jacuzzi and fireplace suites, the guest rooms are comfortable and relaxing. Plus, every stay includes a delicious extended continental breakfast. Whenever you're in Casper, stay at the best place. Come on in, Hotel and Suites. Come on in today. Come on in, Hotel and Suites, Casper.
It's human nature to think the grass is always greener on the other side of the fence. That's not always true, especially when it comes to buying vehicles. This is Dennis Lynch, General Manager at Auto Farm Chevrolet. Dealerships pay the same price for new vehicles across America. The fact is, the best deals are right here, in your own backyard. The difference is that our employees are your neighbors, people you can trust. Please visit us first, Auto Farm Chevrolet. We are your community-driven dealer.
Second quarter brought to you by Reese Auto Service, and just underway here. Powell basketball down 17-4 to Mountain View on the girls' side of the bracket. Opening round of regionals. Reese Auto Service there for any engine, large or small. Get it fixed up and working right for you. Located in Lyman, Wyoming. Powell basketball. Fields looks to throw down into the blocks, and it's down to the ground. Valdez couldn't hold on to it. They get it back, and then a throw back to Valdez goes over her head from Paige Johnson and out of bounds. 7:38 left in the in the second quarter, brought to you by Reese Auto Service. On the court for Mountain View's first possession of the period, Emma Murray, Emily Bugis, Haley Stevens, Bailey Henstra, and Sadie Mitchell. Haley Stevens swings around right side to Mitchell. She'll try to drive baseline, can't find any space against Johnson. High post bounce pass, Murray looks down low to Henstra. She grabs it, shot is up and in. Bailey Henstra showing some good hands in this first half, and she's got 6 points in the quarter. Been rebounding strong, been grabbing some less than ideal passes in the post, and delivering on her shot. She's shooting 3 of 6 now. 19-4 on the Benedict's Market and Ace Hardware board. Mountain View leading Powell. Powell basketball going from right to left. Campbell throws up a high 3 from the top of the key. Hits the top left end of the backboard. Bounces back, and Karen's been into the hands of Campbell. Back to Courtney Feller. She'll drive in. Have nowhere to go, double dribble, and turn it back over to Mountain View. Emma Murray inbounding for Haley Stevens. A player out, Courtney Feller out for Powell, as is Rylan Valdez. Back into the game, Haley Hyde and Rose Graft. We have a third player out as well, so Johnson still on the court, Campbell still out there, and we got Sydney O'Brien back in as Paige Johnson also came out for Powell. Mountain View basketball out to the left wing. Emily Bugis with it. 6:30 left in the Reese Auto Service second period. Bugis looks out to the wing. It's Mitchell's ball. Then back to Bugis. Stop and pop from 15 feet away. Straight away. Missed. Graft gets the board. She's on the run. Loses her dribbles. Mitchell runs into her back, and I guess you have to call that one a foul. Mitchell ran out of real estate for running. 19-4 the score on the Benedict's Market and Ace Hardware board. First foul against Sadie Mitchell. 3 fouls for Mountain View, 3 for Powell. Far side inbound in the half court for Powell. Campbell takes it, the 5'7" freshman point guard. Guarded by Emily Bugis. Bounce pass to the top of the key. Graft goes around to screen from Hyde, rolls into the blocks, tries to shoot it up, but Henstra with the rejection. Ball goes out of bounds, stays with Powell, but a good defensive hold and rim protection by Henstra. She's been playing excellently in this opening regional contest. Powell ball, Graft tries a 3 from the left corner, airballs it into the hands of Sadie Mitchell. Turn around and run with it. Sadie across the timeline. Here at Lyman High School. Haley Stevens, stop and drop it in. No, just missed short from 4 feet away in the lane. Rebounded on the run. Paige Johnson for it for Powell. Goes around the body of Mitchell, misses. Graft on the board, put up on the putback, no good. And Mitchell, no, it's Murray with the one-hop rebound. Emma Murray tries the Euro step, and a charging foul drawn by Maddie Campbell. Turn it back over to Powell. 19-4 on the Benedict's Market and Ace Hardware board, but just 2 points in the quarter for Mountain View. 5:36 left in the Reese Auto Service second period. Rose Graft inbounds for Powell. Campbell in the backcourt. Kylie Dellinger nearly came away with a steal as the pass comes back to Graft. She'll spin around, run with it, take it across the timeline. Double team of Dellinger and Stevens, giving her a heck of a lot of trouble, though. Fields takes the ball at the free throw line to Johnson. A second rejection by Bailey Henstra, and this time it's back into the hands of Mountain View. Stevens up ahead. Casey Bugas thinks about a three, drives in instead. Baseline, runs into trouble, turns around, gives it back up top to Stevens. Out to the right side. Dellinger had the hot hand in the first quarter. A reverse layup is good! Dellinger continues her hot first half. She has 8 points in the quarter and, in the first and second quarter. Timeout taken by Coach Ben Hoffman with 4:59 left in the Reese Auto Service second period. A 21-4 lead for Mountain View over Powell. This is regional basketball coverage presented by First Bank on KADQ 98.3 FM and online at mylocalradio.com.
When you have any mechanical problems, always think of Reese Auto Service in Lyman first. Doug and the mechanics at Reese Auto Service work on everything from your lawnmower and snowblower to cars, trucks, farm and ranch equipment, and semis. You can also get tires for anything you need at Reese Auto Service. Always visit Reese first. You'll get great pricing and quality-friendly service. Reese Auto Service, 541 Highway 413, Lyman.
21-4 on the Benedict's Market and Ace Hardware board as we welcome you back to action live from Lyman High School as we're at regionals. It already happened. There's 2 weeks left in the season. Here we go. Mountain View on top of Powell here in the first half. Reese Auto Service second period, and Mountain View basketball after the steal out of the break. On the inbound, Kylie Dellinger takes the steal from Casey Bugas. Well, Casey got the steal and then passed ahead to Dellinger. 2 more points on the board for Casey. Another steal. Sadie Mitchell comes away with this one for Mountain View. Back underway on the clock at about 4:40 here. Right block, Henstra dribbles out, passes out to Stevens. 12-foot shot, drained it in. Dellinger with 10 in the quarter. Haley Stevens with 6. 25-4 on the Benedict's Market and Ace Hardware board. 4:23 left in the first half. Rose Graft has the ball poked at by Stevens. Powell ball. She'll try it from 12 feet. Hits the front of the rim, rolls forward, and that's just the third field goal of the contest for Powell. 25-6. That's 4 points for Rose Graff. Sadie Mitchell takes the ball in the left wing for Mountain View, moving from left to right. To Dellinger, then Stevens takes it at the free throw line and walks with it as she tries to pass out to Bugas. Stumbled a little bit there, and that forced that travel. Down to 4:01 here in the first half. 25-6 on the Benedict's Market and Ace Hardware board. Wholesale substitution for Mountain View. Hallie Porter's in, as is Kendall Herford, Katie Georges, Emily Bugas, and Jada Kennison. So 5 in, 5 out for the Mountain View Buffs, up by 19. Rose Graft has the ball for Powell. Gives it off to Johnson, and she drives baseline, grabs a blocking foul against Kendall Herford. First foul on Herford. I'm glad I put the whole Mountain View varsity roster on my scoring sheet today because I thought there might be a chance we could see a lot of players on the court. Didn't know it'd be this early, though. Mountain View playing excellently in the first half. Kennison comes away with a steal and then loses the ball. She hits her head, continuing to hold her forehead. Maybe have a bit of a headache there. Shot up by Johnson is airballed out of bounds, and possession. Still waiting for a possession call. It stays with Powell. 25-6 on the Benedict's Market and Ace Hardware board. It's a baseline inbound. Haley Hyde has it. Looking for someone. Goes into the post. Johnson grabs the ball, goes up, and then tries to pass out, but hits her feet back on the ground before she does, so a travel called on Powell. Katie Georges and Jada Kennison in the backcourt for Mountain View to take it across. No press on for Powell. 25-6 on the Benedict's Market and Ace Hardware board. Georges passes over to Bugas on the left corner. Oh, she nearly walked with it. Nothing called there. Back to Georges on the left wing. Then to Bugas on the corner. She'll look around, call out for Kennison to grab the ball at the mid-jump circle. Left wing three up by Bugas. Just a shade short over the back foul on the rebound. And Katie Georges ran into the back there of Sabrina Schupman. 25-6 on the Benedict's Market and Ace Hardware board. Georges with 2 fouls. She stays in. Rose Graff taking the ball across for Powell. Graff the leading rebounder and the person who jumps at the beginning of contests. Listed at 5'10", probably about 4 or 5 inches shorter than Bailey Henstra from the view of vantage point, though. She drives in, is fouled. 2 shots coming up for her. Foul against Kennison, I think. No, it's against number 4. That's Emily Bugis. 3 minutes left in the first half. Second quarter brought to you by Reese Auto Service and Rose Graft at the free throw line for 2 shots. The first one is up and hits the back rim and falls down on a second chance. Graft, just a 28% free throw shooter on the season. Makes it 25-7 on the Benedict's Market and Ace Hardware board. Second shot, nothing but net. Well, Graft in the postseason, that's the second or sometimes coach will say third season, is 100% from the free throw line. 2 minutes, 56 seconds left in the first half. Mountain View pitching an absolute shutdown of Powell. Air ball by Hereford and back into the hands of Powell. Campbell comes away with the basketball. Takes the pass from Shootman and across the timeline. Powell going from right to left. Graft hands off at the top of the key, back to Shootman, then back to Campbell. She'll try a right wing 3, dropped it in. Nothing but net for Shootman. And it's double digits finally for Powell. 25-11 on the Benedict's Market and Ace Hardware board. 5 points for Campbell. On the other end, Mountain View has a put-up attempt by Porter. It goes out of bounds after the miss. And 5 back in for Mountain View. The starters, save for 1. Maddie Lufer gets her first appearance of the game for Mountain View. Other than that, it's Sadie Mitchell, Haley Stevens, Casey Bugis, and Kylie Dellinger on the court to finish out this first half. 2 minutes, 18 seconds left. And 25-11 the score on the Benedict's Market and Ace Hardware board. Campbell has the basketball for Powell. Oh, big pivot step. Walk with it. She took her pivot step, picked it back up, then put it back down, and then drug it a little bit more. So she gets called for the travel there. Clock stops at 2:07. Inbound for Mountain View. Going from left to right, Haley Stevens has the basketball. Out, down low to Dellinger. She misses short. Rebound picked up by Haley Hyde of Powell. Pressure in the backcourt. Dellinger's been pressing all contest long and has been working out pretty well. Just across the timeline, Campbell playing a lot of minutes in this first half as a freshman. Hands off to Graff, close to a turnover. And then Dellinger does come away with a steal against Shootman. Works around her, passes up top over the head of Bugis. Back into the hands of Maddie Fields for Powell. 1:30 left. A long pass from Fields looking for Shootman. Off the foot of Sadie Mitchell, it sure looked like. And the ball stays with Powell. 1:29 left in the first half. 25-11 on the Benedict's Market and Ace Hardware board. Mountain View leading the Powell Panthers. This to get into a semifinal contest tomorrow. 5-second clock's ticking. Inbound to Maddie Fields. She tries a corner 3, airballs it into the hands of Kylie Dellinger. Back to Mountain View, up by 14 with 80 seconds left in the first half. Give and go. Mitchell takes the pass and misses the open layup shot from Stevens. Rebounded by Powell. It's into the hands of Courtney Feller. She has 2 fouls. Bounce pass down low to Haley Hyde. Misses the lay-in. That was an easy, gotta-have-it shot for Powell, and they couldn't get it to drop. Casey Bugis with the rebound, takes it across the timeline herself. Dishes out left side to Stevens and called for a walk as she drove in. 57 seconds left in the first half. Bailey Henstra gets a late check-in for Maddie Lufer. For Mountain View. 25-11, Mountain View on top of the number 4 seed from the Northwest, Powell. Shootman, hands off to Campbell, then to the left side. Maddie Fields drives past Bailey Henstra and gets in for the layup. Henstra was guarding out on the left corner for 3, and she got caught in the air, laughing as she walks back down to the court. On Mountain View side, Mitchell. Turnaround baseline shot, good. Sadie's on the board for the first time today. 27 seconds left in the first half. Second quarter brought to you by Reese Auto Service. 27-13 on the Benedict's Market and Ace Hardware board. 3 players have scored for Powell. For Mountain View, they have 4 players who have scored. They just scored a whole lot more. A foul on Haley Stevens against, I think it was Shootman who had the ball there, and Stevens picks up her first. Into the bonus, though. And it was not Shootman with the ball. It was Courtney Feller. So she's at the line for single bonus, and that was the first foul on Haley Stevens. Shot up, misses. Rebounded by Hyde, though, and a rejection by Henstra sent out of bounds. Stays with Powell, but that's 3 blocks in the first half by the 6-foot junior, Bailey Henstra for Mountain View. Shootman to inbound, finds Maddie Fields. Catch and shoot from the corner, three, misses everything on it. Ball rolling out of bounds, and clock stopped at 9 seconds left. 27-13, Powell basketball still. Feller the inbound from the far sideline. Goes to Haley Hyde, then to Campbell. 5 seconds left. Casey Bugas on her. Campbell bounce passes to Shootman. At the buzzer, there's not going to be a shot. It's just halftime, 27-13. Powell couldn't get a shot off the tight Mountain View defense, and a 14-point lead by the Buffaloes after a 10-point second quarter. We'll have halftime coverage of the opening round of regionals. 27-13, Mountain View over Powell on the Benedict's Market and Ace Hardware board. This is a First Bank presentation of Buffs basketball on KADQ 98.3 and MyLocalRadio.com.
If you want your truck to really catch the eye, have the professionals at Plains Tire in Evanston install a custom lift kit with new tires and wheels. We've got a huge selection to choose from, so no matter what your style is, we've got the tires and wheels to make you smile. The way your truck looks reflects on you. Get the reflection you want with a lift kit, new tires, and wheels from Plains Tire in Evanston, the tire professionals. 157 Bear River Drive. Stop in today.
Business cards are a powerful and inexpensive way to promote the goods and services you offer. You can design your own cards or have the professionals at Weststar Printing design your business cards. Now with same day and next day turnaround on all business card printing, you don't have to wait. Get your business cards today. Professional quality, inexpensive prices, and quick turnaround. Visit Weststar Printing, 243 7th Street in Evanston, across from the library. Weststar Printing, 307-789-5202.
Trona Valley Federal Credit Union is a not-for-profit financial institution. When you become a member, you are an owner of the credit union. We believe in people over profit, and that impacts the way we do business from our overall structure down to the smallest detail. Our philosophy sets us apart, and we're here for you. Earn more with our high-yield checking account, start a savings goal, check out our competitive loans, and much more. Become a member today. We're a caring partner dedicated to your financial success. Member NCUA.
When do you schedule doctor appointments?
In bed before I fall asleep. In the car waiting to pick up my kids.
We can even do it after breakfast.
We all lead busy lives. Online appointment scheduling puts you in control. In just 90 seconds, you can make an appointment with a primary care provider or specialist at evanstonanytime.com. Select the day and time most convenient for you. Enter some basic information, and just like that, you're scheduled for care. Schedule appointments for next day and beyond at evanstonanytime.com.
The central and midwestern U.S. averages more than 850 tornadoes each year, and lately, the number of floods has been rising in the region too. So chances are, there will be more twisters and floods near here again. And between school, sports, and social lives, chances are, you won't be with your kids when it happens. Will they know what to do? Ready.gov/kids has all the educational tools and information to make the conversation easy. When the time comes, chances are they'll feel prepared, not scared. So talk with your family today.
At the half, it's 27-13 on the Benedict's Market and Ace Hardware board. Mountain View on top of Powell. I'd like to welcome you wherever you are listening, whether on MyLocalRadio.com or KADQ 98.3 FM. The Mountain View cheerleaders, as did a lot of the Mountain View students, got off this morning and are out supporting their team. The cheerleaders performing at half court here at Lyman High School. Just 6 miles of two-lane road separating these two communities in the Bridger Valley, and we'll see Lyman in action later on today, 7 o'clock and 8:30. The times for those girls and boys games. The girls up first for Lyman, followed by the boys. And we'll also have the Mountain View boys just before that, a 5:30 p.m. game time for that. And they take on number 4 from the Northwest, Lovell. And Lovell's been struggling a little bit this season. They'll probably play a lot of zone or maybe a box and one against Braden Walk, as we've seen quite a bit throughout the season, especially in the latter half of it. But Mountain View's got the scout against that, and all they got to do to beat that, they say, is have other guys hit shots, and that's exactly what they've had happen in the last couple of games. The really last time that the box and one shut down the Mountain View boys offense was against Lander. And ever since then, I think there's been a bit of an onus on the rest of the team to take it personally, that they're have one player boxed and they're putting a diamond against or a square against the rest of the guys. say we can get open and we can hit open shots. So we'll see how that contest lands a little bit later on tonight. Let's take a quick look at the girls bracket as we get a list of the scores in the first half for Mountain View first. Up 27-13 over Powell, led by Kylie Dellinger. She's been getting it done offensively and defensively. As 3 or 4 steals in that first half. Haley Stevens has 6 points in the first half. Bailey Henster with 6 as well, and 3 blocks in that first half. One of them resulted in a turnover back Mountain View's way, but nonetheless, Henster, the 6-foot junior, has been a good rim protector in the first half against Powell. 3 points by Casey Bugas and 2 by Sadie Mitchell. Big reaction out of the crowd here as Union Wireless is holding some special, I don't know exactly what the prize is, but they're holding some special competitions at the halftime of every regional game, and it starts with you got to make a half-court shot, and you can't do that. You can make a three-pointer, and then I think it goes to the free throw. Well, the first guy out of the gates took 1 shot at the Eagle at midcourt and dropped it in, so 1 for 1 for half-court shots. Union Wireless, whatever the prize is, giving one away right away, so nice shot by that fan there. 4:50 left in the third on the halftime before the third period starts. Let's give you the scores for Powell. It's a shorter list. Rose Graft has 6 points, 3 points by Maddie Campbell, and 2 from Maddie Fields. That I have 9, 10, 11, and then we had, I'm missing 2 here. 5. 5 from Campbell. She had a field goal in the first quarter and a 3-ball in the second. So there we go. That gets us to 13 points. Mountain View outscored Powell 17-4 in the first quarter, and then outscored them by a narrower margin in the second, 10-9. But Mountain View played a very deep bench in that second period. I think, let's look down here, I think every player eligible on that varsity roster for tournament, yeah, every single person on that varsity roster got in for Mountain View at some point in the first or second period. As we mentioned, taking a look at the bracket now, if Mountain View wins, they play at 4 p.m. tomorrow against either Lander or Pinedale. And if they lose, they're in good shape right now, but you never want to rule that out, especially coming out of the gates in tournament time. If they were to lose, they would play tomorrow morning at, that'd be at 9 a.m., I believe. Yeah, it'd be 9 a.m. they would be playing. So they want to avoid 2 9 a.m. games in a row and maybe get to go to a little bit of school tomorrow, although maybe the players don't care too much about that, but they nonetheless would probably have to go back. I don't think the players need to be back until about 1 p.m. today. They're going to get they got approval to stay around and watch the next game of Lander versus Pinedale at 12, and I think they are due back at about 1:30 p.m. for the last period and a half of class, so they can see their potential opponent tomorrow, win or lose. Don Cogger of the Uinta County Herald out here for some morning action as well. He'll be back in Evanston a little bit later as Uinta County is hosting 2 of the 4 regional tournaments going on this weekend. Evanston hosting the 4A West Regionals right here in Lyman, the host of the 3A West Regionals. Now let's take another break, come back with the second half. Mountain View leading Powell in this morning contest, 27-13 on the Benedict's Market and Ace Hardware board. This is a First Bank presentation of Buffs basketball on MyLocalRadio.com, simulcast on KADQ 98.3 FM.
With MyLocalRadio.com, you get to stay up to date with Lyman and Mountain View sports by watching all of the games live in the convenience of your own home. Now you get to keep up with your coaches, athletes, and teachers throughout the week with the Bridger Valley Coaches Corner. Weekdays during the school year, the Bridger Valley Coaches Corner will run on KNYN 99.1 FM at 3 p.m. and keep you up to date with the most interesting storylines from Lyman and Mountain View in football, volleyball, basketball, swimming, running, golf, and more. We'll also check in with different students and teachers from the 2 schools throughout the year. 3 p.m. Monday through Friday on KNYN 99.1 FM is the Bridger Valley Coaches Show presented by MyLocalRadio.com. Stay connected.
If you love them enough to relearn math so you can teach them math, then surely you'll check NHTSA.gov/the right seat to make sure they're correctly buckled in the back seat.
Whatever you you need, it's likely that Bradshaw's and Lyman can help. Whether it's windows at home or new glass in your car, truck, SUV, or semi, Bradshaw's has it. Tires? Yes. All vehicles, ATVs, semis, and more. Bradshaw's offers a 24-hour towing service for everything large to small. And the Bradshaw Fitness Center is open 24/7. There's more, so always call Bradshaw's first. Whatever you need, it's likely they can help. 307-787-3450. Again, that's 307-787-3450.
Hi, this is Chase Sawyer with Sawyer Disaster Cleanup and Construction. Our company specializes in fire damage restoration, mold inspection, remediation and testing, flood cleanup, and biohazardous cleanup services. We complete each job to 100% of your satisfaction. Safety is our highest priority, and once we've completed your job, we ensure your home or business will again be a safe place to occupy. Call me, Chase, at 307-741-7000. Sawyer Disaster Cleanup and Construction.
Second half just about to begin. 8 minutes put back onto the clock, and Mountain View starts with possession. Kylie Dellinger inbounds to Haley Stevens. Sadie Mitchell on the court with the basketball on the right wing. Bailey Henster and Casey Bugas in the post. And right out of the gates, we have a stoppage of play. Trying to read the officials. Oh, we had to get that clock run down. So the clock had not been set back to 8 minutes yet. Now it's setting at 10 minutes on the clock. So just a clock error there. They weren't quite ready yet. Looks like we're good to go now. And same exact thing starts. Sadie Mitchell has the basketball on the right wing. Looking out to Bugas. In fact, Mountain View runs the exact same play. Gets the ball high post to Dellinger. Turnaround shot, no good. Henstra on the put-up is in. Bailey Henstra continuing to have a great game in the post, rebounding, and with 3 rejections as well. 7:41 left, and Mountain View on top, 28-13. Make it 29-13. On the other end, it's a quick put up by Maddie Field. She has 4 in the game, and it's 29-15. Mountain View basketball moving from right to left here in half number 2. White jerseys for Mountain View, black jerseys for Powell. Sadie Mitchell has the ball up top to Haley Stevens. She takes a deep 3 and drops it in. First triple of the contest for Haley Stevens makes it 32-15 on the Benedict's Market and Ace Hardware board. Mountain View up by 17 over Powell. Rose Graft looked to step on the free throw line, or at the midcourt line, just missed it, but threw the ball away into the hands of Sadie Mitchell. Haley Stevens off to the left side. It's Casey Bugas with the basketball. Dribbling to the top of the key, off to Dellinger on the right corner. A thwarted route intended for Bailey Henstra, stolen away by Sydney O'Brien. Courtney Feller with the basketball for Powell, moving from left to right. Waits for Maddie Fields to come around, grab the ball close to a double dribble there, but she didn't quite have possession yet. Haley Hyde with the basketball, alone on the right wing, goes to Feller, then back to Hyde at the elbow. Shot up, rattles out of the rim. Mitchell had the board and then gets fouled. Courtney Feller, the offender on that foul. It should be her 3rd, I believe. She sat out a lot of that first half. No, it's just her first. It must have been O'Brien then that picked up those 2. Haley Stevens with the basketball. 6:28 left in the 3rd period. 32-15, Mountain View on top. Stevens tries another deep 3, up and just short. Hit the front of the rim, almost rolled forward to go in though. 32-15, Powell basketball. Maddie Fields with it, going from left to right. 6:10 left in that 3rd period. Out to Haley Hyde. Hyde, the leading scorer on the season. At just about 5.5 though, has not put in a bucket yet. Double dribble called against Courtney Feller. Turns it back over to Mountain View. Kylie Dellinger to inbound to Haley Stevens. See how much we see of the deep bench of Mountain View here in half number 2. If the lead stays as it is, we should probably see a whole healthy amount, as they'll probably try to keep their starters rested as much as possible for a potential semifinal match tomorrow. Sadie Mitchell steps out of bounds, trying to jump stop on the left block and get around the defender of Rose Graft, out of bounds, and back to Powell. Maddie Fields guarded in the backcourt, throws it over the head of Dellinger, her defender, and into the hands of Feller. Poked out by Casey Bugas, though. Bailey Henstra comes away with the loose ball. High dribble, pass up ahead to Bugas. Partially tripped by Henstra. Bugas still with the basketball and her dribble. Looks back to the free throw line. Jump stop by Mitchell, up off the glass. Too hard. Dellinger on the rebound, though. Back outside to Bugas on the corner. 5:26 left. Bugas steps through 2 defenders. Misses. Henstra, another putback shot. In! It's got to be close to a season high for Bailey Henstra. or at least trending that way. 34-15, Mountain View up over Powell on the Benedict's Market and Ace Hardware board by 19. Rosegraph dribbles through 2 defenders, then loses it. Casey Bugas tumbles down to the ground trying to collect the ball. Feller ran into her, and the foul comes against Courtney Feller for Powell. It's her second. Well, Henstra has 10 in the game, go along with 3 blocks and probably half a dozen rebounds as well. Mountain View basketball, far sideline inbound, goes to Stevens. Pass to the left corner. It's Sadie Mitchell with the ball. Henstra being fronted, catches. The ball is fouled. That's number 3, no, make it number 4 perhaps even of the half for Powell. It's on 2-5. That's Rosegraff's second, so it is just the 3rd foul. But 4:54 left in the 3rd period. Mountain View basketball. Sadie Mitchell has it on the right wing. Looks out to the corner. Dellinger has it. A skip pass to Stevens. She was calling for it. Drives past her defender of Johnson and drops it in from point-blank range. Stevens caught the ball out on the left corner beyond the three-point arc and rolled right past Paige Johnson for the 2 there. 36-25. The lead is ballooned up to 21. Down low, the point-blank shot on the Powell side by Rylan Valdez goes in. First 2 of the game for Valdez. 36-17 on the Benedict's Market and Ace Hardware board. Mountain View leading. Mountain View ball as well. Mitchell has it on the wing, looks out right corner. Skip back from Bugas to Stevens. Drives in at the basketball free throw line, mid-circle, and loses the basketball into the hands of Graff. She gets fouled. Referee coming forward to the scorer's table, signals it's against Haley Stevens. 4:07 left in the 3rd period. And Powell basketball. Campbell, the freshman, into the game. Passes back to Rosegraff. Spins around against the defensive Dellinger there. And looks back. Still behind the timeline. Maddie Fields with it. Just across in about 8.5 seconds. Campbell has it at the top of the key. Hands off to Rosegraff. 3:48 left in the 3rd period. Mountain View up by 19 in the first round of 3A West Regional Basketball Tournament. Paige Johnson drives to the free throw line, dishes out right side, 3 ball up and airballed by Maddie Fields, right into the hands of Bugas. She has Dellinger down on the other side, throws it to her, but it's taken out of bounds, just touched out by Maddie Campbell to avoid giving up the easy layup in the transition. 3:30 left in the 3rd period. Casey Bugas has the inbound, bounces it out to Bailey Henstra. Back to Bugas. And off the ball foul, a moving screen against Bailey Henstra, trying to open up Casey Bugas for the 3 ball. Henstra's first. She's avoided foul trouble today. Got a substitution. It looks like it was on the Powell side. I don't see any changes. It's Sabrina Shootman in for Powell. Yeah, no changes on the Mountain View side. 3:20 left. Pass stolen away by Bugas. Up ahead to Dellinger. Layup good. That full court pressure is really, it's not even been like a 1-2-2 or a 2-2. It's just been kind of Kylie Dellinger at the top causing a bunch of confusion. And then 2 more players at about half court line. Just trying to hold the defense or hold that offense back. Rosegraff has the basketball, moving from left to right for Powell. Off to Shootman. She'll hand off. Give it to Campbell. Takes a screen. Pass right side. Graff drives in. Baseline short jumper is no good. Tied up on the rebound was Casey Bugas and Shootman. Jump ball or a foul. Looks like a jump ball, and it stays with Powell. (38-17) on the Benedict's Market and Ace Hardware board. Toss up on the Powell side. Shootman takes it from 12 feet away. Pass out long, right wing 3 off the glass. No good by Graff. Put back by Shootman. She's hitting the back into the free throw line. Foul on Haley Stevens? No, on Katie Georges. It was a delayed 1 and then 2 call. So Georges picks up her 3rd foul. Shootman at the line for 2. Puts up the first. It's in. (38-18). Shootman with 1 more for Powell. Shot up and misses everything on that. Didn't hit the rim, so that's an automatic inbound for Mountain View. 2:39 left in period number 3. Jada Kennison into the game and playing point guard as Haley Stevens will go off onto the wing. Out to the left wing, it's Katie Georges with the basketball. One dribble to the top, looks for Kennison, stolen away. Campbell on the run. Has the ball knocked out from behind by Georges. Katie Georges avoids giving up an easy layup. Score stays 38-18, but it also stays Powell basketball. Inbound to Valdez. She'll back up, trying to elbow shot, no good. Shipman takes down the rebound. Back three ball up by Rylan is airballed and out of bounds. Back to Mountain View. 2:19 left in the third period. Jada Kennison takes the basketball. Haley Stevens continuing to play off the ball here. Getting a little bit of ball handling break here with the freshman in. Katie Georges on the right corner. Dribbles with her left hand. Picks it up after two. Pops it up to the top where Kennison has the basketball. Crosses over to her left. Gets a screen from Stevens. Throws it away again. This time off the head of Georges. And, it was touched. So ruled to not be over and back there. It was touched, but I thought it was before Georges hit it. I guess if it hits your head, they don't count it there. Down low, and a pass from Bugis to Henstra is over her head. She couldn't quite grab it. Had fingertips on it. One of the few times Bailey has not caught the ball in the post today. She's been pretty reliable down there. 1:42 left in the third period. Mountain View leading Powell by 20. Weak pass. Emily Bugis takes it away from Graff, but Rose fouls her. And it's an inbound for Mountain View on the far sideline. Mountain View moving from right to left in half number 2. 1:38 left in the period, and a 20-point lead for the Buffs. Jada Kennison with the basketball. That was the third foul on Rose Graff. Kennison swings around to the left side to Georges. Bounce back to Kennison. Looks down low to Stevens. She walked with it, trying to jump stop and find Emily Bugis racing in on a backdoor cut. 1:27 left in the third period. Emma Murray replaces Haley Stevens, getting a bit of a breather. Sadie Mitchell comes back in for Bailey Henstra. On the court for Powell, Paige Johnson, Sabrina Shootman, Maddie Campbell, Rylan Valdez, and the fifth player is Haley Hyde. Johnson in the backcourt, throws up ahead to Hyde. Georges had the basketball, but gets called for a foul here. 4 fouls on Katie Georges. She reached in against her Powell player. That was Hyde there that she reached in against. Back underway here, near side inbound. Maddie Campbell has the basketball at the jump circle. Out to Valdez on the left wing. Tries another three. It's up and in. May have been a long two. It was. Foot on the line. Negates the would-be three ball, but nonetheless, Rylan Valdez, the 5'10" junior, gets a triple. 38-20 on the Benedict's Market and Ace Hardware board. Missed shot on the Mountain View side. Campbell with the lay-in attempt, no good. Mitchell comes away with the rebound for Mountain View. 49 seconds left in the third period. Georges playing with 4 fouls. Bounce passes to Kennison. Back to Georges on the left corner. Shot up, long two, just misses off to the left. Rebound by Valdez. Georges nearly picked up her 5th foul in the third period, but nothing called. Here comes a foul on Emily Bugis as she ran over Maddie Campbell, trying to hold on to her right pivot foot. Bugis was caught tight on that sideline, trying to come in and trap, and ran over Campbell, who had compromised balance already. 34 seconds left in the third period here at Lyman High School, round 1 of the 3A West Regional Tournament. Powell with the basketball, but trailing Mountain View by 18 points on the Benedict's Market and Ace Hardware board. Hyde looks down low to Johnson. One dribble, turnaround, left-handed shot, no good, and rebounded by Mountain View. Sadie Mitchell came away with the board for the Buffs. Kylie Dellinger takes the basketball across that. 20 seconds left to go in the third period. Dellinger on the wing, up top to Kennison. Looks to the free throw line. Murray catch and shoot, no good. Right into the hands of Mitchell, though, on the blocks. Puts it up against Johnson, misses short. Dellinger on another rebound. Bounce pass out to Kennison. 2 seconds left. Shot at the elbow, no good. The third period ends. Mountain View leading 38-20 on the Benedict's Market and Ace Hardware board. An 11-point quarter for the Mountain View Buffs, and for Powell, just 7 in the period. Fourth quarter coming up next on a First Bank presentation of Mountain View basketball in the opening round of the 3A West Regionals on MyLocalRadio.com and KADQ FM.
No matter what you need to have printed, Weststar Printing is the place you want to have it done. Calendars, letterhead, envelopes, brochures, books, posters, vinyl banners, business forms, announcements, wedding invitations, and business cards are just a few examples. You can also have your favorite family photos printed on canvas or placed into a personalized family photo calendar. You will want to do business with West Star Printing. Stop in today. West Star Printing, 243 7th Street in Evanston.
An infected tooth can cause discomfort and serious harm to your health. At Wyoming Dental Specialties, endodontist Dr. Leslie Walker understands the complexities removing infected tissues from inside the tooth, which is one reason why you can trust him to provide endodontic treatment and root canal therapy. With a skilled staff and state-of-the-art technology in our office, we help save your smile and improve your overall dental health. Call today to schedule your appointment, 307-789-5608.
Fourth quarter about to begin. 38-20 on the Benedict's Market and Ace Hardware board. Opening round of regionals has Mountain View leading Powell by 18 points. This is the number 1 versus the number 4 seeds. Haley Stevens has the basketball. She looks over left side to Casey Bugas. Toss up to the right corner. Dellinger skies up and grabs it out of the air. 15 seconds gone by, and a Dellinger pass intended for Stevens is stolen away by Hyde. Up ahead to Graff. She's on the left, blocks out to Johnson. Then to the top of the key, Maddie Fields will reset for Powell. Guarded by Bugas. She goes over to her right. Bugas stabs at it. Fields holds on to the basketball. Handoff on a curl to Rose Graff. Catch and shoot from a long distance on the wing. No good. Mitchell comes away with the board for Mountain View. So the winner of today's game plays the winner of Lander and Pinedale at 12. Missed shot by Haley Stevens. Picked up on the board there. That was Sydney O'Brien on the rebound for Powell. Powell basketball going from left to right. Fields takes the basketball, hands it off to Johnson. She bobbles it, picks it back up, gives it off to Graff. Then another curl around to Fields. She's guarded tightly by Bugas. Has Graff come out and save the day. Runs around on a curl into the post, just gets past and over the hands of Henstra for the shot. Fields with the bucket, 16-point lead for Mountain View. Casey Bugas has the basketball on the wing, then up top to Haley Stevens. Fake to the right side, then to the free throw line. Dellinger had 10 points in the first half. Is fouled here. 6:34 left in the fourth period. Looking for that Dr. McKay Franklin precision play of the game. Right now, leader in the clubhouse, Bailey Henstra, with her first half of action. 3 rejections and rim protecting against Powell. Back inbounds, Dellinger finds Henstra. She steps through, tripped up. Foul on O'Brien. Bailey showed a little bit of post moves there. She went up and then started to step through and went to put the basketball on the ground. That's foul number 6 for Powell in the half. Dellinger to inbound. Finds Mitchell. Goes off the glass and good. 4 points for Sadie Mitchell, and the first 2 of the quarter for Mountain View are on the board. 40-22 on the Benedict's Market and Ace Hardware board. Mountain View over Powell, up by 18. High dribble by Graff, then off to Fields. Fields turns around, right side, bounce pass, taken away by Casey Bugas. 3-on-1 advantage. Up ahead to Dellinger, over her head. Mitchell tries to save it, inbounds, cannot. And out of bounds, the ball goes. 5:59 left in the fourth period. Back to Powell. Right now, the 5 starters are in for Mountain View, and Haley Stevens, Kylie Dellinger, Casey Bugas, Bailey Henstra, and Sadie Mitchell. How much longer, though, is a question to be. Coach Moretti probably wants to get her players enough time in so that they're not rusty tomorrow, but also keep them fresh. Johnson drives past Haley Stevens for the 2 there. Powell down by 16, rather. That's the other thing. You can't let them climb back into this game and make it a close one at the end. Missed shot on the Mountain View side. Graff goes down to the ground and is fouled. No, travels with it. On the rebound there, Emily Bugas checks in for Sadie Mitchell. Clock stopped at 5:34. Kylie Dellinger with the basketball and the inbound at the baseline. Looking for someone. We're at 3 seconds, and a foul off the ball is against Powell. 24 black is the call. It's quiet enough in this gym right now to hear the calls from the referee, so that goes against Maddie Fields, her second foul. Paige Johnson out of the game, and that was the 7th team foul for Powell, so it puts Haley Stevens at the free throw line. 1-and-1 shot by Stevens is good. The 70% free throw shooter on the season converts on her first. Pretty quiet day for a lot of girls offensively compared to their season averages. As at 41 points, Mountain View averages about 54 on the season. 2-2 trip by Haley Stevens, and part of that's because there's been long stretches where Mountain View has had its reserve players in, getting them some time with a big lead in today's game. Powell basketball. Stevens had 6 at the half, up to about her season average though now, with 7 in the half as well, so 13 in the game. O'Brien looks back to Rose Graff. She takes a screen from O'Brien, turns around, picks up her dribble at the left wing. 5:12 left in the fourth period. Throw into the post, taken away by Bugus. 3-on-1 advantage for Mountain View as well. And shot up by Bugus, no good. Battling for the rebound. Henstra comes away with it, misses off the front of the rim. Emily Bugus chases down the rebound for a second offensive possession for Mountain View. Out to the left wing. Shot by Bugus just a bit short. Henstra on the putback, no good. Try it again, no good again. All of those offensive boards and no points yielded for Mountain View. 42-24, inverse scores. Dellinger had the basketball as Rose Graff jumped down to the ground. It's a jump ball called between her and Emily Bugus. Powell's basketball. 42-24 on the Benedict's Market and Ace Hardware board. Courtney Feller with the near side inbound goes behind the timeline to Maddie Fields. She'll turn around, guarded by Bugus. Spins over to her right, bounce pass to Hyde. She takes an exaggerated step against Henstra, finds no defensive space. Back to Feller, 3 ball up at the wing, no good. Rebounded on the left, blocked by Powell, shot by O'Brien, falls. 42-26 on the Benedict's Market and Ace Hardware board. For Sydney O'Brien, that's her first 2 of the game. Mountain View basketball. Clock continuing to run down to about 4 minutes left in the fourth period. Casey Bugus thinks about a 3, drives past 2 defenders, finds herself open on the blocks, airballs it though. Emily Bugus all alone, able to grab a rebound. Short corner shot by Bugus, that being Emily, nothing but net. First 2 of the game for Emily Bugus, and now all 5 starters, and plus the 6th man. Emily normally a starter, this is the first game she hasn't started all year, have scored. So 6 players have scored for Mountain View. Casey Bugus and Emily Bugus both on the board. Thrown off with Casey Bugus getting the start and Emily not starting, as Casey or Bailey have both sat this year, but Emily, her first non-start of the year, nonetheless, playing a ton of minutes and a key cog to this Mountain View number 1 seeded Buffaloes team. Steal away, Haley Stevens takes the bounce pass away. A lot of bounce passes today, and it has not worked for Powell in the least. Casey has the dribble taken out of bounds. It was knocked away by Fields. Last touch by Casey, though, so back to Powell. And a full timeout taken by Mountain View. We'll take it with them. 3:20 left in the game. Opening round of the 3A West Regionals, presented by First Bank. It's 44-26 on the Benedict's Market and Ace Hardware board. Mountain View over Powell.
Buying or selling is a simple process if you're working with the right real estate agent. This is Bobby Dalzall, broker with Big Country Properties. We have agents serving both Lincoln and Uintah counties that can assist you with all of your real estate needs. We are the top listing and selling brokerage in the Bridger Valley and strive to be honest, hardworking, and thorough. Whether buying or selling, we make it happen. Call us today at Big Country Properties, 307-782-3556.
Sometimes getting the whole family scheduled for a dental appointment is hard. Different days, different times, and then how do you pay for it all? These problems have been solved by Black's Fork Dental in Mountain View because we serve patients of all ages. It's easy to schedule the whole family on the same day, so you just make one trip. We accept most insurances, and if you don't have insurance, we offer an in-house discount so the whole family can have a healthy smile. Don't wait. Call today. Black's Fork Dental in Mountain View, 307-782-3630.
Back underway here in the fourth period, 3:14, and Powell basketball. Fields takes a free throw line shot, misses off the front of the rim. Rebounded by Stevens. Mountain View basketball. Haley back at the point guard position, looks down low to Kendall Herford. Lets the defense go by, and Herford has put 2 on the board. First 2 for Kendall, and that's the 7th player to get points on the scoreboard for Mountain View today. Maddie Fields with the basketball, tries the top of the key 3, misses front, and again misses short there. Foul on Mountain View there. It's against Kendall Herford. Team foul number 6. That's Herford's second. Back into the game for Powell. They've put a lot of new players in for Powell here. Looking around on that score on that roster there. We got 4 new. Stepped out of bounds did Maddie Fields, driving in baseline for Powell. Clock at 2:36. 20-point lead for Mountain View over Powell on the Benedict's Market and Ace Hardware board. Haley Stevens with the basketball, looks over, hands off to the left where Casey Bucas comes around and gives the ball to Sadie Mitchell on a curl. She drives in, layup off the left side, no good. Rebounded by Powell. High dribbles there by Shootman. She'll turn around at the right wing. Clock continuing to run down to 2:14. Down into the blocks, Urback can't hold on to it. Haley Stevens with the steal. 13 points on the day for Haley. Behind the back dribble to her right. Picks up her dribble, gives it to Kennison. 2 minutes to go. Mountain View will play in the semifinals tomorrow, save for an extreme upset late in the last 200 seconds of this contest. Urback with the basketball on the right side after a missed shot on the Mountain View end by Sadie Mitchell. She'll drive in. Urback takes the right wing three up and misses short. Rebound was nearly into the hands of Powell, but it went off the player's foot and out of bounds. Kendall Herford boxed out there. Made sure nobody was going to touch that, and all the starters are out for Mountain View as Haley Stevens and Sadie Mitchell make their exit with 1:40 left. Jada Kennison on the court for Mountain View along with, Emily Bugas is out as well. How many players do we have for Mountain View? 1, 2, 3. I only see 4. Oh, here's a 5th player. Emma Murray, Jada Kennison, Hallie Porter, Maddie Lufer, and Kendall Herford on the court for Mountain View. 20-point lead. Again, Mountain View moves on after a win today. If they close it out right here, up by 20 points, you'd have to imagine they would. Ball stepped out of bounds after a steal. Urbach stepped out of bounds back to Mountain View to play either Lander or Pinedale tomorrow in the 3A West Regional Semifinals. That will be at, I think, 2 p.m. We'll double check on that. It was either at 2 or 4. I think it was sitting at about 2. Kennison runs in, layup, no good. And clock stops after a step out of bounds by Maddie Lufer. Well, maybe it was a foul here on Lufer. Referee coming up and signaling the foul on Maddie. Puts Powell at the free throw line. Wisniewski at the free throw stripe. First shot up, no good, and off to the right. Murray with the rebound for Mountain View. Let's take a quick look over at that bracket for tomorrow. It'll be at 4 p.m. 4 p.m. the time for the semifinal. Jada Kennison misses a runner. Murray tries to put up a rebounded shot, no good. Campbell on the run the other way for Powell, dribbled it out of bounds. And there's 58 seconds left in the game. Powell basketball. Mountain View leading 46-26 on the Benedict's Market and Ace Hardware board. Setting up for a semifinal match, potentially a rematch against Lander, who got the best of them last time on their home court, or an opening matchup, or his third matchup, I should say, of the year against Pinedale. 49 seconds left. Wisniewski throws back to Campbell. She'll stop at the left wing. Look back to Urbach. She drives in, picks it up at the left wing. Down to 36 seconds. Clock stopped, and Kendall Herford rather called for the foul with 30 seconds left to go. Don't have the perfect clock here, unfortunately. Sometimes those hot buttons decide to quit working, and when they do, can't do too much about it. First free throw hit by Powell there. 46-27 on the Benedict's Market and Ace Hardware board. 30 seconds left. 19-point lead for Mountain View over Powell. 1-4 seeding and a 2-2 trip at the free throw line. Jada Kennison across the timeline. 26 seconds left. See what Mountain View does here. They can run the clock out. Of course, no shot clock in high school basketball, up by 18 points. Herford back to Porter. Well, the Mountain View girls get to hang around and watch the noon game of Pinedale and Lander. And that's their opponent in tomorrow's semifinal matchup here at Regionals. One pass on a steal away, and Campbell comes up with the layup to put a little two-pointer at the end of this contest. At the end of it, 46-30, Mountain View defeats Powell by 16 points, running away. and moves on to play either Lander or Pinedale in tomorrow's semifinal matchup at 4 p.m. We'll come back, hand out the Dr. McKay Franklin Precision Play of the Game, and close up and get you ready for 3 more contests coming up at regionals later on today from the Bridger Valley. Live from Lyman High School, this is a First Bank presentation of regional basketball coverage on KADQ 98.3 FM and online at mylocalradio.com.
When you have any mechanical problems, always think of Reese Auto Service in Lyman first. Doug and the mechanics at Reese Auto Service work on everything from your lawnmower and snowblower to cars, trucks, farm and ranch equipment, and semis. You can also get tires for anything you need at Reese Auto Service. Always visit Reese first. You'll get great pricing and quality-friendly service. Reese Auto Service, 541 Highway 413, Lyman.
The best place to stay when you're in Casper, Wyoming is the Come On In Hotel and Suites. This beautiful log hotel offers 5 hot tubs, 1 pool, a fitness center, and fabulous indoor atrium. Offering jacuzzi and fireplace suites, the guest rooms are comfortable and relaxing. Plus, every stay includes a delicious extended continental breakfast. Whenever you're in Casper, stay at the best place. Come On In Hotel and Suites. Come on in today. Come On In Hotel and Suites, Casper.
You're in good hands when you choose Dr. Stosage and Dr. Buick at Wyoming Dental Specialties for dental implants and wisdom tooth extractions. They work with passion and focus. They use techniques and technologies that are modern and precise. With 2 decades of experience, their skills are highly specialized. If you need teeth extractions or dental implants placed, come see Dr. Stosage or Dr. Buick at Wyoming Dental Specialties, 50 Park Road, or call us at 307-789-9034.
A common thread no matter where you live in Wyoming is that if you're heading somewhere, it's probably going to be a while until you get there. A lot can go wrong on these long road trips across this great state. And if you ever find yourself broke down on the side of the road, it's time to call Glade Erickson at Bridger Valley Motor to come pick you up, day or night. Bridger Valley Motor offers 24-hour towing services. If you need a tow, you need to call Glade on his cell phone at 307-780-3280. Bridger Valley Motor is here to pick you up if your lift ever lets you down. 307-780-3280.
Welcome back here post-game at Lyman High School. The first game of the 3A West Regional Tournament is over and in the books, and Mountain View comes away victorious over the Powell Panthers, 46-30 on the Benedict's Market and Ace Hardware board. Leading the way today was Haley Stevens with 13 points, and then Bailey Henstra and Kylie Dellinger both with 10. 4 points by Sadie Mitchell, 2 by Emily Bugas, 3 by Casey Bugas, and then 2 by Kendall Herford. Gets us to the 46 points that we have. On the Powell side, 6 from Maddie Fields and Rose Graft with 6 as well. 5 from Rylan Valdez, 2 by Sydney O'Brien, 2 from Paige Johnson, 4 by Maddie Campbell, 1 point from Sabrina Schupman, and 2 by Sydney O'Brien. I might have already said that, but those are your points for Powell. Again, 30 points on the board for Powell, 46 for Mountain View. And we'll be back a little bit later on today with a triple header, essentially, for me at least. If you're a Mountain View fan, for the boys, you can catch them at 5:30 p.m. You'll get that game probably about 5:15, 5:10. We'll see when we can get on for pregame coverage there. And then a doubleheader for Lyman, the girls, playing at 7 p.m. right after the completion of that Mountain View boys game against Level. The girls take on Level. And then at 8:30 p.m., the Lyman boys, the number 3 seed from the Southwest, will play Warland and try to hand Warland just their second loss of the season. First Bank presentation of Mountain View basketball would not be complete without that Dr. McKay Frankham precision play of the game, and we've got to give it to Bailey Henster here. The 6-foot junior in the post got the start today and delivered, especially in the first half, really setting the tone for not getting any points inside. She had 3 rejections in the first half, did not have any in the second, but Powell pretty much stopped trying to go inside against Henstra and the like. So for that, Bailey Henster with about half dozen or so rebounds, probably close to 10 at the end of the game, and 10 points as well as 3 rejections as the Dr. McKay Frankham precision play of the game. 6.5 minutes before Powell and Big Piney on the boys' side will have the first boys matchup of the regional tournament, and then we'll have Lander and Pinedale on the girls' side after that. And the winner of that contest will determine who Mountain View plays in the semifinals tomorrow. we'll close it out here and get you ready again, or remind you again, check us out about 5:10, 5:15 p.m. tonight for Mountain View versus Lovell, and then 7 o'clock, 8:30 for a Lyman doubleheader of the girls and boys. Those games all on mylocalradio.com can also be listened to at KADQ 98.3 FM. Until then, I'm Jake Hibbert. Thanks for listening. We'll see you later.
The proceeding has been a wholly owned production of mylocalradio.com and Cook Brothers Broadcasting, no portion of which may be used or rebroadcast without the express written consent of Old West Media. Today's executive producer is Val Cook. We appreciate you tuning in to this mylocalradio.com exclusive of Mountain View Buffaloes Athletics. We would like to take a moment to thank all of our sponsors and partners who make this all possible. And of course, thank you for tuning in. Check out our website for more information about future Mountain View broadcasts, or like us on Facebook to stay up to date with the games. Until next time, go Buffs!